Hello everybody, welcome to another short review of some classic Star Wars figures. The one I've chosen to do for this particular review is the Jawa, vintage Jawa figure from 1977. Part of the line of the what they call the first 12. These are all, as you can see, complete with their original capes and original blasters. One thing that is, it's quite difficult to collect these figures and get them in good collectible condition, because I don't know if you can pick that up, but the capes have stitching. They're actually stitched. They have a hem, you know, around the wrists and the base and everything, and around the hood. I've pulled back the hoods to show you the difference. Now, the guy on the left there is what they call a smooth cape variant with wide stitching. I think my camera's sharp enough to pick that up. And this guy in the middle, that's quite a rough cape or cloak, whichever you like to call it, and it has quite fine stitching. I don't know if you can see that down at the base. And this guy on the end here, he has slightly larger, more defined eyes. Now he is also a very smooth cape variant. I don't think my camera will pick up the difference, but trust me, the guy in the middle has got quite a rough, almost like a fleece type texture to his cape, whereas this guy on the right and this guy on the far left have smooth capes. That's called a smooth cape variant. There is a variant which I do not have. I mean, look at the stitching on this guy here. Can you see that under the large eyes variant, there's quite wide stitching on it, much wider to his counterpart on his right hand side. Now there is a variant with what they call orange stitching, and it's like a different coloured material. Now, in order to get these capes in this condition is very difficult, because you see, obviously, after 40 years, what happens, like anything, anybody who's bought a pair of jeans or a t-shirt knows that stitching becomes unstitched and frayed, and as soon as one thread comes out, the rest tend to follow suit, and before you know it, you've got an unstitched hem, and even those are valuable. But these three guys, amazingly, have managed to stay intact. Now, these have been in my collection for probably the best part of 20 years, and I have other Jawas, but I can't seem to find any with original capes, cloaks, whatever you call it, in as good condition as these. So, guys, any of you guys out there, or girls, who have some of these with these capes in this condition, hold on to them, because I was watching just a Jawa, a naked Jawa with no weapon and no cape, and it went for about £25, and that's just a loose Jawa with no accessories. Now, obviously, as you can imagine, the thing with these little fellas is these are small. I mean, these are small. I mean, I'll put something in comparison with you. Okay, I mean, this is Snaggletooth here. Okay, so I mean, he's pretty big compared to them. They are small, and as a result of which, you know, they go missing. When you consider that, you know, you're a small boy running around the playground with one of these in your pockets, it's going to end up in a bush or in the mud, and if it does, it's going to be pretty hard to find it, being dark brown and so on. Anyway, let's move on swiftly to the variant that everybody knows and loves, which is this guy here. Now, as you can see, his eyes are even bigger. It's what they call the big eyes variant. Now that's pretty full on. Again, very nice condition. One thing I have found with these figures is that, for some reason, I don't know why, I think small children find it very hard to resist the temptation to stick their heads in the mouth and chew them. There's a lot that you get with marks around the front of the hood. Very common. I've bought and sold many of these, because it's difficult to get one without marks around the top of the hood. Anyway, I'm going to round this off in a minute. Somebody asked me a question the other day when I was selling a recarded Jawa with a cape, a vinyl cape like this, and I was selling it, and they said, "Is this original?" And I politely replied and said, "Well, no, because otherwise I'd be asking about $1.5 grand for it." But there are sellers. These replacement capes you can get on eBay. Some are better than others. Some of them, if you crease them, they show the fold immediately. But there are some quite rubberized ones like this one, which are a better quality. And I can strongly advise you to recard this little fella, because he does look stunning when he's recarded. There's another one I've recarded. There are two different shaped bubbles. There's a bubble for the vinyl cape, and there's a different shaped bubble for the cloth cape variant. But it's well worth trying to track this guy down if you can. I strongly advise you to try and get your hands on him, because he's going up in value, literally by the month. About a year ago, you could pick him up for about £9, but and that's, you know, complete like this. But now it's you're talking £30-40 if it's in good nick. So anyway, there you go. If you do get one and he's naked, so to speak, with no cape and no blaster, go on eBay and just type in Jawa replacement cape, because I'll just show you this. There are these guys out there that actually hand make replacement capes. Now, they're lighter in colour, but they are done such a good job, and they look really cool on. I won't try that now because it's I'm doing this one-handed. And you can also get replacement blasters, although do be careful, there are some low quality reproduction blasters. I don't really endorse reproduction accessories, but some people don't have the choice. You wanna look at it and see the whole caboodle. Sometimes you have no choice but to get reproduction. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a good weekend, and as usual, remember